Welcome back to WK Stars Basketball Weekly. I'm Dan Sheppard, sitting in with the coach of the Stars one more time. Coach, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, good to have you in here. Last night, you guys you took your team over to watch the Special Olympics over in McCracken County. How was that evening?
Oh, it's great. You know, those games are always great, and every single one of our players win. All of the McCracken players win,
Right.
and it's just a great atmosphere. You know, you realize how truly blessed you are, and
tremendously.
You see those kids and they have such a good time, and they play off the crowd more than our kids do.
They really do.
They
really
do. I mean, it's just a great environment. When we got there, they didn't have referees, and Kevin Welch and Andy Walquist, they stepped up and volunteered to referee.
That's awesome.
It was great. I was really proud of our kids. They weren't just there. They were engaged in the game.
Right. I have been to events like that before. I know at Graves County and Mayfield, they always have J.U. Kevel come in in between their games, and they put on a show. It's very similar to that. And, and it's awesome to see, you know, Graves County, Mayfield, they hate each other most of the time.
Right.
But during that game, everybody in the entire gym is yelling for those guys out there, and it'll bring a tear to your eye.
It really does. I mean, because no one picks sides. Somebody scores or makes a good play. It doesn't matter who they play for. You're cheering for it.
Right, on both ends. Just everybody's yelling for it.
And I really was. I was proud. I don't know if you know Evan Miller.
Yes.
Evan Miller.
Everybody knows
the biggest basketball fan in the first region. And he was playing. And it's great to be able to go out and support him the way he supports all the kids in this area.
He does. He goes all over. He's a big Tillman fan, I know.
Huge Tillman fan. But, I mean, he's a Marshall County guy when Tillman's not playing. He's a McCracken guy when they're not playing. He's just a big basketball fan.
Right. All right. Well, that's just an awesome time, Coach. But earlier this week, you guys played Lindsey Wilson.
Yes.
How'd you think the game went there?
First half, not so good. We played horrendous defense the first half. Second half, the defense was really, really good up until the last minute and 40 seconds. We gave up 15 points in the last minute and 40 seconds. But when the game's out of hand like that, it's our defense overall was really good.
They're fouling, and it gets you a lot out of that rhythm that you're in. And
it does.
And you could have done a little better at the free throw line.
We could have. A lot better, actually. But DJ Washington and Anthony Lee had a monster game. He had 21 in the first half and 34 for the game.
Absolutely.
And, well, actually, I'll put it this way. We had 72 points off the bench that game.
Goodness.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's an incredible
72
number.
points
72
off the bench.
points for most teams would be a good number to have in the game.
Right. But when you got those two guys that are pushing it every chance they get, and that's why I tell my big guys, if you will run the floor, you will get dunks or layups.
Right.
And those two guys, they just make things happen.
Before we go into the highlights, Coach, we're talking before the show about recruiting. What do you guys got coming up for us next year?
We have a very, very good class next year. I actually expect us to be better next year. We have a 6'6" kid out of Louisville named J.L. Yates. He played with Cam at Shawnee. He's committed. He's coming in.
Wow.
There's another kid named Jamon Sanford from Louisville. Both of them are from Louisville Moore. They're both coming in. Darius Brown has decided he wants to come in and play. He's 6'4.5". We're looking at Jonte Acree. He's about 6'7", 6'8" at Trigg County. We can go really big next year. And you add that to those lightning fast guards we got.
Right. Yeah, that's really what you guys are needing, some big guys.
Some big guys. 'Cause that's what's we've been lacking that here lately. We also, Evan Hayden, we're trying to get him from McCracken.
Right.
Brandon Warfield and Devin Hart and Savion McEwen from Tillman.
Right.
And those are the guys right now.
That's a good local group.
They are. You know, you want local kids. I'd love to have first region kids, but we got to have local kids that can play. Because it doesn't do anyone any good to get a local kid and sit him on the bench.
Right.
And I want local kids. They just have to be able to play. You know, we're probably going to have a combine at the end of the year and bring in all the juniors and seniors and let them work with our kids. 'Cause every kid out there thinks they're D1.
Sure.
You know, I mean, they all do.
Everybody.
And a lot of those parents are telling them they're D1.
Yeah.
Now, there's some realistic parents out
Right.
there, but they really just need to see what they're going up against.
Yeah, they do. All right, Coach. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Lindsey Wilson game, and we're going to see some highlights from that game. You are watching WK Stars Basketball Weekly.
Patty Griffin, Sarah Watkins, and Anais Mitchell together on stage Friday, February 19th in the West Kentucky Community and Technical College Clements Fine Arts Center.
I remember you. I remember me.
Don't miss Patty Griffin, Sarah Watkins, and Anais Mitchell. Get your tickets at artsinfocus.org.
Never laughed so loud.
Welcome back to WK Stars Basketball Weekly. I'm Dan Sheppard, sitting here with Coach Chumbler again, and Coach Lindsey Wilson. They came to town. It was, like you said, the first half wasn't quite how you wanted it to go,
No.
but was part of it. I know defensively you threw in some new things. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we went back to, it's kind of a junk defense. It's a 1-2-2. Start out in a 1-2-2, slide back into a 3-2, and then to a 2-3, depending on ball position.
Right.
And what it does, it's supposed to confuse them on what guard front to use.
Right.
But when you shoot the way, if we don't challenge the shooter, it doesn't do any good.
Right.
And we didn't play very good defense all the way around. Not much heart. We didn't block out. I was very upset with our defense this first half. So we made a change the second half. We went a different lineup and went all man.
Right. Here are the highlights, Coach. Emmanuel Abbage there making, and that's where we talked about last week. We like to see him post up. Is that spot down low right there?
Well, that's a good shot, but that's the only one he hit. We didn't get anything out of our bigs. Our bigs didn't show up to play this game.
Right.
I'd like to sugarcoat it, but I can't. I've told them that spot right there is wide open because not one of them has separated themselves.
That's one thing Anthony Lee did in this game. I've talked about before how the mid-range jumper is missing out of college basketball today, and he did a great job from that free throw line.
But we go a little different than most guys do. We'll put our small, quick guy in the middle,
Yeah, I like
and
that
Anthony will eat that thing up.
Good move by Pablo, going strong to the hole.
Everybody's getting out of the way there. I would too. A good rebound by you, man. Good outlet pass.
Right. Watch this move right here, but
He's a one-man fast break.
right.
That's a great rebound. I will say that.
And
Great
Lincoln
outlet
sees
pass.
the floor really well right
Yeah.
there.
When you've got those two guys, a lot of times you can just throw that thing out there and they'll go get it. They're that quick.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens a lot of times.
Good shot by Pablo. But it's a good job by DJ.
Yeah, and like we're talking about, you put those DJ and Ant in the middle there, and it creates some problems. And he's able to dish it out to Pablo.
Now Anthony finishes in the paint as well as any guard out there.
It's good. Another guy that's people are getting out of the way of when he's driving to
Now
the
look at the
hole.
arms on that guy. I get out of the way too.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of myself.
Yeah, me too. He's a strong young man. There's Anthony at
And
that
that
foul line
mid-range
jumper.
He did a great job right there. I really haven't seen that a lot from him this year, that jump shot.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. He had 21 points in the first half.
And because he hit that jump shot 2 times before, they come out and guard him, and he just takes them to the hole instead.
Strong move by Kilo.
We've talked about him
There's
before.
our leading rebounder.
His ability to rebound.
Our 5'11" point guard. Good pass by Jake.
Another strong move. It's so good to see Kilder driving strong to the basket again.
Yeah, I believe he had 19 in this game.
He had a really, really good game. Good defense
Yeah,
right there.
it was. Good job by Jake. And then
Right.
there you go. Those guys, you got 3 of them running the floor. Good block by Ethan.
Really good block.
Great pass.
Strong move to the basket by Mr. Kimbler.
That's a good job of Zach of running the floor. Zach doesn't always run the floor, but he did a good job this game.
Right.
That's just a great pass. Good finish.
Good strong finish.
Yeah, it really was.
Bringing
With the left hand
contact to
also.
him.
Good shot. Zach played a pretty good game this game too.
Really did.
Strong
Good,
drive.
good to see him drive into the basket there.
Yeah. Hey, I was a little concerned he's starting to settle for that 3-point shot a little bit, but this game he really did attack the basket.
Yeah, he did hit that first shot there, and that opened that up for him.
There's Anthony. You know, Anthony's a good decision maker too. You know, he's not going to take it if it's not there.
And there's your halftime score, 58-54, and I know you said before you weren't really pleased with that defensive effort in that first half.
Look at that defense right there. He went by Emmanuel like he was standing still. And that happened like 3 times in a row. We started a different lineup the second half. And we started with those 2 right there, DJ and Ant, and they can just cause so much havoc.
You know, there were a lot of steals in the second half.
Right, and they,
Those guys.
you know, when they steal, they've got one thing in mind: they're going the other way quick.
And there's Kilder swapping the ball away there, good defensively. Good defensive mindset there. You guys were able to build. I mean, you had a small lead at halftime, but you were able to jump out on them pretty quickly here in the
Yeah,
second
I think
half.
we got out by 25 at one point.
Right.
We run a fast break drill called Laker drill. There's a great shot coming in.
Yeah.
I thought he got fouled too.
Yeah, he could have.
But we run this fast break drill every single practice. And so many of our games end up looking like it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's what I like to see you guys getting out and getting in transition.
Yeah, if we can transition quickly and get 5 running the floor, we're in good shape.
It was another steal, just came out of nowhere, it seemed like, to get that.
They're still.
And he sees the floor so well.
Oh, yeah.
Sees his partner up there. Gets him a layup.
You know, those guys work so much. That's a good rebound by Lawrence. You know, Lawrence probably, he played better than the other two bigs this game.
That play there they called a blocking foul, but I put it in there because it was a great defensive play.
Yeah, you know, either way, he stood in there. He wanted him to do that.
That was a great move by Pablo there.
A little hesitation.
When you change speeds like that, it just does so much. There's so much you can do with just a little change of speed.
DJ swatting it out of there. Acting like he's going to do it.
I thought he was going to throw that down.
No, he wanted everybody to think he was going to throw it down. Good shot by Kira.
There's your 23-point lead there at this point in the game.
And at that time, I told him that our goal is 120.
Well, they got that goal.
Yeah.
They forgot about on the. Did you have a goal for the defensive end at that?
90.
That
We
point?
didn't quite get there on that.
I like this play too. I don't know if Kilder was a decoy there. Post-up move.
It's set up for Pablo to set a screen, and then for somebody to go to the corner for an open shot. But after Pablo sets the screen for him to roll the basket, and when he got the dunk off the lob earlier in the year, it was the same play.
Yeah.
If they give him a good pass, he probably will. I wish he would just start dribbling the ball. And
Doing that.
that's a good move, but I mean, he's doing a whole lot of dribbling and not going anywhere.
All right, Coach. So there's your final score. You got that 120 you were talking about. The 102, though. Not pleased with the 102.
No, because I was watching the film yesterday, and we gave up 15 points in the last minute 40. And they're good and bad. You know, it is. It's hard. We do a whole lot of subbing at the end.
Right.
And
you're not really in the rhythm you were because of the free throw shooting. And
right. And the intensity just isn't there. When you're up that much, it's hard to keep the intensity.
It is. So, all right, Coach. Thanks for joining me in this segment. When we come back, we're going to preview the rest of the week. You are watching WK Stars Basketball Weekly.
Patty Griffin, Sarah Watkins, and Anais Mitchell together on stage Friday, February 19th in the West Kentucky Community and Technical College Clements Fine Arts Center.
I remember you. I remember me.
Don't miss Patty Griffin, Sarah Watkins, and Anais Mitchell. Get your tickets at artsinfocus.org.
I never laughed so loud.
Welcome back to WK Stars Basketball Weekly. Coach, of course, we shoot this show on Wednesday.
Right.
And then tomorrow night, coming in on Thursday night, is Mid-South. You guys have faced them once this year.
Right.
Tell us how things went when you went to Mid-South.
You know, it's a great place to play down there. Their facilities are, they've got the best facilities any place we play. And we were down 17 in the second half. I want to say with like 12 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And came back and won, I think, by 5 or 6.
Right.
It was a really good comeback. Now, they didn't have the kid named Tasmania Jones.
Is he back?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
And he's 6'7", 260. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a 20 and 10 guy.
Right.
And he could be a difference.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
He's
we'll have to our bigs will have to show up.
When you hear that name Tasmania, I just think of the Tasmanian Devil.
He plays like the Tasmanian Devil. I mean, he's a monster.
Right.
He's tough. He's as good as any big guy we play all year. And they're very well coached.
Oh, yeah.
They treated us great when we were down there. You know, a lot of places when you win, they don't treat you so good after.
Yes, that's true.
But they were a class act.
They really did. I remember
around.
that we didn't have anybody there to shoot the game, and they even were
Right.
very courteous to me when I called, and were able to get the highlights from them. And
and trust me, they're watching this show right now. they watch every coach's show. They watch every game we do. They scout the heck out of us.
Right.
Because he told me, he said, we're going to have to get us some treadmills. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed you had one sitting out on the gym floor the other day, one of the treadmills.
No, it's one of the bikes.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
we
one of the
actually
bikes.
didn't set it out there.
Oh, okay. I just assumed that was you.
No, we've gone back to the jump boxes, suicides, lunges, and jump ropes.
Okay,
So
well, that'll work.
Oh, yeah.
All that'll work. All right, and then Monday night you got Crowley's Ridge coming back.
Right.
Because that's a makeup game because
It
they
is.
got snowed out earlier.
Right, and I'm really happy they rescheduled. You know, Jefferson didn't reschedule. They said they're out of money. They went to Florida, so you know it is what it is. We'll see them at our tournament.
Right.
But Crowley's Ridge, they worked with us and they rescheduled.
Right, and that is Monday at 7 p.m. in case
Right.
in case anybody watching at home and that's not on your schedule. That is a rescheduled game from earlier that got snowed out. Crowley's Ridge, they had a pretty good trip down from Arkansas, and of course that's a
Right.
pretty good distance to make in the snow.
Right. Oh yeah. I understand completely why they wanted to reschedule, and that could be a high-scoring game also. That could be a very exciting game.
Right, I think so. All right, Coach, and then tell me about the event you have coming up here on February the 20th. What's going on here?
February 20th. A group called Community Coming Together came to me with the idea. They wanted to play a game to honor Cam, and they're going to give all of the proceeds, except the concession stand. All the gate goes to our basketball program, and the players are going to be players that played with Cam, his former teammates from Lone Oak, McCracken, and St. Mary's, because Cam was at the St. Mary's school system for a while.
Okay.
And the coaches will be Berlin Brower and Andy Poore, the 2 varsity coaches he had. So I mean,
Wow.
it should be a lot of fun. You know, it'll be about a lot more than basketball.
Right.
Those guys get to play again. They want me to speak sometime during it, which will be hard, but
Wow.
we'll get through it. Yeah.
I mean, it's on the same level we talked about earlier in this show, you know, about sometimes it's not just about basketball out there.
Most of the time, it's about way more than basketball.
Right.
You know, basketball, I've said a long time, basketball is just a tool we use to teach men to be better young men. And by them being able to have fun doing it, they buy in a little more.
Right.
So.
Right. All right, Coach. Yeah, that will be certainly an awesome event. Good to see those high school teammates of Cam coming in here.
It'll be great. A lot of them have marked it on their calendars. A lot of them are coming from a long ways away, you know, and it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be great to see those guys.
We talked about the recruiting earlier that you have coming in this year. A lot of them you're talking about in the first region. What do you think about how's the first region shaping up this year?
Tillman.
Yeah.
Tillman, you know, I like McCracken. I owe the world to McCracken.
Sure.
And I love McCracken. Now, we also got that Tillman ties, too, with my father coaching there. And that's really where Cam learned about basketball, where he started watching it. And Tillman, I watched them play Carbondale the other night.
Yeah.
And they played as well as any Tillman team I've seen play in about 3 or 4 years. It's going to be hard to beat them.
Right. There are some teams that could do it. Murray has got it. They're a good team, and Murray, they probably got the best chance. And then
Probably.
McCracken and Graves might, on their best day, be able to hang with them.
I think the ratings were right. The last ones I saw, they had it was Tillman, Murray, Graves, and McCracken, and then Carlisle. And I think that's a pretty fair order. I would agree with that. And
Well, there's a big drop off though. From
there's only like 5 teams in the first region with a winning record, and I don't remember the last time I've seen that. But yeah, I agree with you. Murray probably has the best chance. I don't think they have a good chance.
Right.
I think if Tillman's playing, then they'll run through the region. Now, I believe one of Tillman's players he strained a hamstring last night.
Okay. Yeah, that's a difference maker right there.
But he's got a month to recover.
True.
You know.
And sometimes when somebody's out like that, somebody else steps up, and then that's someone else you've got to worry about.
Right. now, the thing with Tillman, though, is they don't go very deep. They only go 7 or 8 deep.
Right.
So now the night that I watched them beat Carbondale, Savion McEwen, he actually sat out the day game because he was sick and then didn't start that night and came in and he played exceptional. I mean, he played like a warrior. Yeah. I told those guys over there that there's probably 4 guys in the first region that I would really like to have, and 3 of them are in this locker room. And that's the truth. I mean,
they are really good. I mean, they've got a good chance to honestly win the region, and they could go make some noise up in state tournament.
Oh, they could. And it's really ironic because even though I've got those ties to McCracken, Cam's been gone from McCracken for 2 years. So I've got a good relationship with Evan Hayden and Jacob Zakutney at McCracken. But those guys at Tillman, Savion and Devin and Brandon, I don't care where I'm at. If I see them, they come up, they hug me. I love you, Coach. You know, and they've come from across. I've seen Savion get up from across Applebee's and come over there, and they're great kids.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see them be successful.
Well, just like we've been talking about all show, I mean, a lot of times it's more than about basketball.
Oh, much more.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you guys for tuning in. You have been watching WK Stars Basketball Weekly.